What's going on, guys, and welcome to episode 23?
23.
23 of the Offshore Gamescast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Dylan. And if you missed last week, well, you got two options.
Listen to it.
Go back and listen to it, because there was a lot of shit that we announced at the beginning of the episode.
Or don't listen to it, and just continue on like it didn't happen.
No, that is not an option. You have to know about it.
Well,
so the other option...
Well,
No. The other option is to go to our Twitter, at OffshoreGC, and look at our pinned tweet. There is a whole thread full of announcements. Like our inaugural stream, December 9th. We're co-streaming the Game Awards. Go to twitch.tv/Offshore Gamescast and subscribe, because you're going to want to be there for that.
Well,
it's going to be a lot of fun. Follow. Sorry.
You're asking for money real quick now, bud.
Is that what it is on Twitch? When you subscribe, it's money?
Yeah.
Okay.
Subscribe now!
Go there and give us money. We haven't done any streaming yet, but you trust me, you want to give us your money. All right, let's talk about games, Dave.
Let's talk about games, Dylan.
I started a new one.
All right, let me hear it, Dylan.
Okay, Dave.
All right, Dylan. Back to you.
Forza Horizon 5.
I knew you were going to start that.
Okay, real quick question. Did you start it?
No.
Okay, so they are doing a thing. That in the races, so I don't really play on Xbox too much.
Well, I
have two friends, and one of them in all of the races is Skrios.
I feel like they use the data that's collected from playing the other Forza games and just going through your friends list.
Okay, because I saw you there, and I was like, oh, so I guess he started it too.
Yeah.
But I do have another Xbox friend who's also in the races, but I'm pretty sure they actually started because they keep comparing my stats to theirs. Mm-hmm. And I don't think they're making up stats. Maybe they are. This is the first Forza game I've ever played.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you played 4 when that came out.
There were a couple of nights where with my brothers or with Editor Al, we were there was a couple of nights span where there was a possibility.
Interesting. I didn't play 4.
Never happened though. People liked 4.
I played 1, 2, and 3. I never beat any of them, but I had fun with them. 2 is my favorite that I played.
I really like this game a lot. It's a lot of fun. So today I played instead of catching up on the games I need to for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
I spent about my 4 hours of free time today just playing Forza Horizon 5. I'm sure this is not a revelation to anyone, but this game feels good.
Yeah.
I'm sure all the Forza games feel good. Mm-hmm. I'm sure Forza Horizon 4 feels great. But man, it feels good. When you're on dirt roads, this is one of the few games that has actually impressed me with its rumble feature in the controller. Because when you're on the dirt roads and the way it's shaking and how it's shaking the trigger for gas, it really feels it kind of feels oh, I'm shaking because I'm on a dirt road. It's all fucked up. And then the second you pull out onto just a paved road,
just smooth,
just nice and smooth, it's built very well. Mm-hmm. I don't know exactly what 4 was like. So this is open world. You're in the map of Mexico, and there's a whole festival going on. And your whole deal is that you're the superstar racer, which one thing I think is cool. So they know from my Xbox profile, my name is Dylan. Obviously, they have preset names, ready to go. But all the characters just get, when they start talking to me, over the radio, they just keep going, hey, Dylan. And then, say something. And it's kind of cool.
It was when Fallout 4 started doing that, where they uploaded, the 1,000 most popular names.
Yep.
That shit was always really cool.
I wonder, now that Xbox owns Bethesda, I wonder if that was, they just, used those names or something. Maybe.
Or they could have done, I feel for something for Forza, it's more like a Siri thing, where they're just here's a list.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, because I'm sure you can't put in any name, but Dylan is a pretty common name, so
yeah. But
it's still cool, hearing them, because there's multiple. It's not just one character that's voiced. There's a few characters that call you up hey, Dylan. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, they just refer to you as the superstar racer.
Yeah,
because
just in every fucking Forza game.
Yeah.
Hey, hotshot.
Yeah.
Hey, champ.
A lot of stuff like that.
What's up, King?
So you're there to basically drive around and do activities and races, and really the story of it is you're expanding the festival and trying to put on a good show.
Do you know about this? The billboard.
What billboard?
The little board hanging in the antenna tower.
In Forza Horizon 5?
Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So a big thing right now, do you know those like real massive like power line towers, like the real wide ones?
Okay.
Apparently there's a jump that you can do. And one of those smashable boards, like as you're like hitting through them just to get like XP or something, there's one hanging from like a really high up on one of those power line towers. And that's been like a big thing right now, is people just trying to get it and just like doing montages of them failing over and over and over.
I have come across, there's plenty of boards, which, again, I don't know if this is old Forza. I see that and it reminds me of Burnout Paradise.
Yeah, those boards have been there since like forever.
Okay, so that's not like a new thing.
No.
So they're all over the map. And some of them are just on roofs and stuff.
Yep.
And I'm looking around some of these roofs and it's just flat all around them. And I'm just at a loss at how to get to them.
Gotta find a jump somewhere.
So is that what it is? Because I wasn't sure if it was that. I didn't look anything up. I wasn't sure if it was that, or in the beginning, they have you, in like the opening sequence, you're racing against people on motorcycles, and those people on motorcycles end up jumping off the motorcycles and using like wingsuits. So in my head, I was thinking, do I get a motorcycle and a wingsuit at some point?
No, I've never done any of that in a Forza game.
That's what they did. That's also the only time I've seen it so far. So that could have just been for like the intro of this fucking game is like, it's pure Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
You are.
I mean, from Forza Horizon 2, there was a whole DLC like having to do with Fast and Furious, and that is the only Forza Horizon thing I've ever completed. I really liked that little DLC thing.
You start this game in an airplane that's full of like 5 cars.
Yep.
And those cars are just being launched out of the airplane. There's like 5 completely different cars. Like you got like a sports car, I don't know cars. It's like the dirt road car.
Off-road?
Sure. And then there's this other car. So like every time a car is dropping out, you're driving it for a little bit, and then you go to the next car and you drop out. Mm-hmm. And like you're in that one.
Definitely since 4, they were like, let's get crazier.
Yeah, so I saw that. I was like, this is not what I was expecting, but I'm kind of digging it.
Well, it's weird, and one thing that I've been seeing a lot, especially in some of the articles, it's so crazy that when does a spin-off overtake the original? Like, when does that happen? Because Forza Horizon is a spin-off of the Forza Motorsport series, which has been super popular, and now those just don't even come out. Who the fuck gives a shit about Forza Motorsport?
I would, like, as someone who is not in this, like, realm of gaming, this is not my typical type of game, I look at Forza Horizon as by far the more mainstream one.
It is now.
Because isn't Forza Motorsport, that's where like the people are like real serious about it, like
the real
wheels.
sim racing.
Exactly, and I'm sure it's great.
I mean, the Forza Horizon games, like those people get those big rigs just for those games, like just for the Horizons.
There is definitely a lot of that shit going on. That they do a great job of letting you play this game the way you want to play it.
Yeah,
you can fine tune every single car, like the tiniest notch at a time for like every single stat it has.
That's why they want to get these big rigs, and that's why I look at that and I go, nah.
Yeah, no. So like I haven't even I went into the menu once and I said, no, I'm not looking at this ever again.
Yeah.
I love the way they handle, and I'm sure this is not new, but this is all new to me.
Yeah.
The way that when you're doing a race and when you have like a waypoint set somewhere, they have like the blue track on the ground for you. So even when you're in a race, it's telling you like when turns are coming up with that. And if you're going at a speed that is too fast,
it turns red.
Yes, it's red, and then you have to like start hitting the brakes, and it goes blue, and it's like perfect.
It's so funny watching you because like it's literally baby's first like racing game.
It is, because I'm not a big racing game guy, but so like the racing games I have played are like Mario Kart, which are very different than this.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing this for the first time, and I'm like, that's really fucking smart.
I know.
And I can do this race perfectly now.
I'm over here, be like, I've been here for 10 years, kid.
Well, I also I have played like Need for Speed games on like the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, but
they didn't have this shit.
Like that whole thing where like you're looking at the road and it's telling you when to brake. That's been there since like the early Forza Motorsports games.
Really?
Like that's been a thing for years.
I love it.
And then like it's literally great. Since Forza Horizon 1, it's been, hey, new guy, you're a good racer. Here's a festival. Oh, here's some shit to hit to give you more XP. Go on races. That's it.
So I'm loving that aspect of it. I think what I'm liking even more are there's like main missions.
Yeah.
That are definitely way more set piecey.
Yeah.
It's like you're driving through a crazy sandstorm that's happening, or you're going to these ancient ruins, this crazy temple that was kind of like completely forgotten about, and you kind of drive around. You have like side objectives to take pictures of like these crazy statues, or to do this big jump over one of the temples. It's a lot of fun. It's just mindless, relaxing fun. Mm-hmm. Like I don't really have much bad to say about it at all. I'm surprised at how much I'm liking it. The only reason I played it is because it's on Game Pass.
Yeah.
I would not have paid full price for this. And I get so we both played, I was going to say Outriders. That's not what it is. What's the Ubisoft one?
Riders Republic?
Riders Republic, yeah. We both played the beta in that. And I enjoyed that, but then that's a $60 game, right?
Yeah.
I get obviously it's different because you're just in a car in this, but very similar vibes.
Yeah.
Like I'm in the same type of mindset. You have like this big map. You're just doing activities all over the place. And I already have Game Pass, so it's not costing me any extra. Like Game Pass just proves to still be amazing.
Yeah.
And visually, I know this is nothing new with Forza, but it looks good.
Yeah.
Like the environments, everything about it looks really good. And this is a new discovery for me. So I am like literally today is when I played it. Mm-hmm. So I'm maybe in like that little bit of a honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
But I'm already like, I kind of don't want to play anything else. I want to play Forza. And in the back of my head, I'm like, is this going to be in my top 10? Is this going to be in my top 10 for Game of the Year?
See, that's one of those games where it's like, I already know that people are going to rave about it. They're going to say, oh, it looks amazing again. Oh, it plays really good again. Hey, it's just better. So I'm like, all right, that's all I need.
Yeah, like that's why I kept saying, like, I'm sure a lot of this is not actually new.
Yeah.
But it's brand new to me.
Yeah.
So as a newcomer coming in, and to be fair, I'm sure I'm not the only one just with Game Pass now. Because in the past, I've looked at that like, well, I'm not going to buy this game.
Yeah.
Because it's racing. This, I was like, all right, I know it has like some main missions. I could technically beat it. Maybe there's a little bit of a story. It's on Game Pass. I'll try it out. If there was no Game Pass and I had like mild interest in playing it like I did going into it,
yeah,
I would not have touched this game.
If we weren't such like normal common sense thinkers, then then honestly, Game Pass should be like our enemy. It is like the like physical collector's like number one nemesis.
Yeah, it is. We do have a little bit of different mindsets with physical though.
Yeah.
I'm much more like, I want the physical copies of a lot of older games. When it comes to newer ones, I'm like, I'll get the ones that I know. Like if a new Yakuza game is coming out, I'm getting the physical. But otherwise, I'll worry about that another time.
Yeah, and
when
like
my
10
collection
years where you buy them again anyway.
Exactly, and I'm not worried about 10 years from now.
Yeah, but like you could just have that.
I can't. Well, I could, but for $60, or I just play it on Game Pass, and then if I want it physically, one day I'll wait like till the next one comes out, and it's like $5.
Yeah, but I don't know. I love having it on the shelf. That's why I hated like financial like decisions. I'm not going to play The Outer Worlds. I'm not going to play Gears 5. Like, I'm not going to buy it because they're right there on Game Pass. But it's like, I've already played it. Why am I going to spend money on this? But I need to have the physical.
For the collection.
Yeah,
that's the bad part of being a collector.
But yeah, but it's like, I already beat it. I already got what I wanted. I don't want to buy something that's just going to sit on a shelf now. Like, I don't want that.
Yeah, that's most of our games, though.
Well, most of them because I haven't gotten to them yet.
Yeah, but even then when you
I am always going to have Gears 5 sealed on my shelf now because that's just I played it. I beat it.
Yeah, but when you do have a game on your shelf that you haven't beaten and then you do beat it, it's the same thing. It's just sitting on your shelf.
Yeah, but I'm also spending money on like the box, the product itself. Yeah. And it's mine. It's mine.
That's why you wait years.
Yeah, but these
and then the game will be like $2
if it's there anymore. Maybe it was too rare and it's super expensive. Maybe it's Terminator Resistance and you just don't get it and it goes up in money and it gets expensive.
The amount of money that you would save by not getting the games day one and waiting until they're super cheap would outweigh the cost of those rare exceptions.
And now I'm out of the loop.
Out of what loop?
Whatever loop that I wanted to be in.
What? That's Forza Horizon 5. You talk about a game now.
Call of Duty Vanguard.
I want to hear about it.
Yeah, I beat it. Because, of course, if you don't have, like, 3 hours to spare, you're going to beat it in, like, one sitting. I started it, like, the night before, and I finished it the next morning. Beat it.
I still feel like... You said it was, like... You told me it was, like, 4.5 hours.
It's, like, 4.5 hours. And I played on normal for the first time in forever, because I was like, fuck it.
Feel like that's still on the shorter side for one of these.
Well, okay, well, I will say, although... it is a little shorter than previous COD games.
Mm-hmm.
They, one, actually gave us a campaign.
That is true.
Two, obviously there's the COVID restrictions, work from home. There's that shit and whatever. But there is a campaign. We have one.
There is a campaign.
It's not Black Ops 4. So I'm happy that there's one at all. But it's still not what I want. I want a good classic. I want as close as you can get to World at War. And I don't have that yet.
When you said it's kind of like an action movie, that for me was like, ooh.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I'm okay with that.
No, World at War did it great. It had a wonderful atmosphere. Once you load up that game, you hear that like eerie music from the times, and it's like, ooh, that's kind of fucking creepy. And it starts off, and it's like you're getting into like this real dark, and like they're going over like the plan of the mission. You're starting off, you're like a captured a prisoner of war, and like you're staring in the eyes of this like Japanese lieutenant, and he's like burning cigarettes into you, and then some dude comes up and slits his throat in front of your face. That's awesome. That's dark. And then you go and you start killing them, and it's foggy everywhere, and you're on the beach and it's dark and there's shit. Wonderful.
That does sound cool, but so do action movies.
Yeah, but it's not what I want. They do these things, and it's like, hey, here's my mission. I'm gonna wake up. I'm going to go make a story. I'm going to make a story video game. And I'm going to make it 4.5 hours long and filled with a whole bunch of characters that I want you to get connected to. And that by the end, you're supposed to feel fulfilled. I don't feel fulfilled. You can't give me these 4 characters and go through this campaign and actually expect me to give a shit about them by the end.
It's like a movie.
Yeah, no, it's not.
You care about characters at the end of a movie.
No, not these characters.
Not these ones.
No. Fucking, all right. So, start the game. It's all 4 of these, so they're all roughly based off real people from the World War II, specifically Polina Petrova, who is based off of, I wrote down the name, Lyudmila.
I'm impressed you remembered that one.
Yeah, well, I kept having to go over it when I was looking up the stuff for it. Lyudmila Pavlichenko, who is apparently like one of Soviet Russia's best snipers with like 300 confirmed kills or something. Like, that's insane. So, you start off the game, and you got Russian lady sniper. Mm-hmm. You get a British leader guy. You get a tough Aussie punch guy, and then you have snarky American pilot, and you throw them all together,
and then they come together like the Avengers,
kind of.
Oh yeah,
and that's not what I want.
No,
that's stupid.
Yeah, now we're talking.
This is just the first mission. They come together. They're a team. They're doing their shit, and they're like being cool and whatnot. And this is the middle of World War II, where things were definitely not cool.
Things weren't cool in the middle of World War II?
I don't think so. Well, it depends on what side you were looking at it from.
I guess. They definitely weren't cool, just to be clear.
So, immediately you get captured. You and your whole team gets captured, and you're brought to, your little jail cell, and you're slowly getting interrogated. And so, you're being brought out one at a time to go and talk to, this head Nazi who's played by Dominic Monaghan, which is
that's cool.
I saw it at first. I was like, is that Penny's boat right there? Fucking. That's what I think every time. And I was like, oh, okay. And throughout the entire fucking game, you are just going back and forth, like talking and like being interrogated. And once you're all back together in your cell, you're like going over every, like the reason why you were like such a cool, like elite soldier. And you're just going through flashbacks of like why they're cool. And then at the end, you all kind of just come together and you break out.
I will say, one of the things I hate in storytelling in general, whether it's a TV show, a movie, a game, a book, whatever.
Yeah.
I hate when they do the thing when, all right, here's your main character or the main characters in a situation. And then it does it like, well, how did we get here? And the story is like that whole thing.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that because in the back of my head, I'm like, I know where this is going. There's no suspense for me.
Yep. Let's
just fast forward and get to that point.
Yep.
Like, I wish they would just start from the very beginning without doing the flashback. I'm sure that's a very me thing. I just hate that in storytelling.
It's just because it's so cliched and overdone by this point. So you go through, you do the first mission. You do like the next 2 missions as the leader British guy. You do the next 2 missions as the pilot guy. The next 2 is the sniper, and then the next 2 as or the last one, whatever, as the infantry guy, the Australian. And then you do the last mission where you just finish the game. And like, I want to go into spoilers because there's one thing that like really pisses me off, and it's like I kind of can go into spoilers because this story just doesn't do it. You're going through flashback. All right, I'm going to say this one thing, and it really pisses me the fuck off.
All right.
Because, all right, I'm very much into storytelling and, like, directing and cinematography and, like, line delivery, and some things just don't fucking land. So you're going through Paulina's, like, flashback story, and she's got her brother, and there's a whole thing about her brother. Her brother's kind of a D-bag, but he's her brother, so she loves him, and he ends up, like, dying and sacrificing himself, which, how the fuck am I going to feel bad for you? I just met you. Like, right. I don't care. And at the last mission of the game, his name's Misha, by the way. The last mission of the game.
Misha Collins.
Misha Petrova.
Collins.
I don't know who Collins. Is that one of your hockey boys?
No, Misha Collins.
You're saying it like I'm surprised that I don't know. Is this a wrestler?
He's Castellanos, Supernatural. That's the actor's name.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Hockey boy wrestler.
Because it's either one of those two things.
Misha the Rock Collins.
Maybe. I don't know.
You know he's Dwayne Johnson. You know that.
Okay, if you're gonna substitute the Rock, then I know it's Dwayne Johnson.
Batista.
Well, yeah. I don't know Misha Collins, who could either be hockey boy or wrestler dude or chick. I don't know.
He's actor guy.
You know what? Misha Petrov is dead. Let's get over it. He's dead. So he's dead, and we're on the last mission of the game, right? This is like, we all break out, and like, we're taking over, and there's this big scene where like, the other 3 guys are down, and like, you're giving them cover, and like, you're the sniper, because the last mission, it's flashing between all your perspectives, like, throughout the mission. You're up there and you're sniping, and there's a whole bunch of like, flamethrower dudes, and you're taking out flamethrower dude left and right, you're taking out random, like, standard infantrymen, and you're going to take out the last flamethrower guy, and you go, "This is for you, Misha." I said that like a real gruff dude. "This is for you, Misha."
Something tells me that's not what it sounds like.
No, but that was the best woman I can get in this quick second. And she go, and takes out the flamethrower guy. I was like, okay. That was for him? That one flamethrower guy?
It was for Misha Collins, yes.
This is your chance. This is like the one chance that you get to... You can't just go later and be like, "This is also for you, Misha." And like 3 years later, be like, "Remember, Misha, this is for you." Like, you get like one chance after they die to do that, and you wasted on that.
Was that the flamethrower guy that killed Misha?
No, that was years ago. This is a random dude.
It could have been the same guy.
If the game director messages me and was like, "But if that's the same guy," I'd be like, "I take it all back." Because that makes perfect sense that she got the revenge that she's been seeking. I don't know why we didn't talk about that the entire time, but you know what? It's justified. But it's not. It's some random-ass flamethrower guy, which completely wastes the line, and I'm more confused and sitting there. I was like, why did this happen? Why are we doing this?
The problem is, we need the Snyder cut of Call of Duty Vanguard.
Which, I mean, it'll probably give us like another 45 minutes. One mission. And even if they do that, it's not going to be enough. It will not be enough for me to be like, this is the true World War II game that I've been waiting for.
Snyder Cut.
It's not. It's not.
It's snot.
And I want it. I wrote in my blog post, I said, as long as COD keeps making money, they're going to keep releasing COD. That's just how it is. So I'm just going to be patient, and I'm going to wait and hope that I get the one that I want.
Well, yeah, they're not going to stop releasing COD.
No.
Like, ever. Well, unless it stops making money, but let's be real.
Yeah, they'll find some way to suck it out of us. I play some multiplayer, and I'm having a lot of fun with it.
You sent me a screenshot. You were like 71-2.
No, remember I sent you the original when I was playing the beta, that one screenshot of a good game I had?
You were also like 71-2.
No. This game I had, which is, I'm not going to brag because it's not that great, but it was a really good game. I went 41-11, and I felt really good about that. And
that is good.
It is good. It was on the biggest map that I've played so far, Red Star, with the MP40, which is like my favorite weapon to use and like literally the only one I've used so far. And I was just like, something about that map, it clicks, it works. I feel really good about that map, and I'm really enjoying it. But there's some weird things.
Are you only doing good on that map?
Like, so I don't think some of the map. So all right, there's a new pacing option where you can switch from tactical to assault and blitz, which gives you like roughly like tactical's a much smaller group of players going up into assault and blitz being the most amount. And like if you choose assault, it'll like bounce between tactical, assault, and blitz. If you choose blitz, you're roughly going to be playing assault and blitz, like so more people. So that's what I'm trying to get. And I don't think the maps flow as well because like you have to take an account for like different amounts of people on that map. So some of them don't feel like they work as well as others.
Okay.
And Red Star feels like it works for me. But some of them I still like got to get like some used to it.
You got to join a pro team and you got to be that guy where it's like, Red Star's coming up. We got Dave. No. You're like the secret weapon.
Yeah, I don't feel good about that.
I feel good about it.
It's weird too because they brought over the gunsmith again from like Modern Warfare and Cold War, and it's weird on like a World War II game because each weapon has 70 weapon levels, and the gunsmith gives you so many attachments to just change and like alter the gun with, and like these are.
Does each attachment have levels, or is it just a gun?
It's just a gun, but like the attachments will like you get a few different like reticles and sights, and those will give you like slightly different stats for like how they function, and like maybe you'll go 1 point up in this and 1 point down in that, or maybe you put this thing on and go 1 point up in this. Like it's so crazy, and I think I'm like level 34, 35 of just the MP40, and I'm like, this is just one weapon.
Did you prestige? Is that still a Call of Duty thing?
Yeah, but they do it different now because they have like their battle pass seasons. So this is the most multiplayer I've played in a COD game since 2017's World War II. Funny enough, and there's
a trend.
There's a trend here. World War II gets me. They seem to bring back prestiges, but I don't know how the whole like season battle pass stuff works. I think I'm level like 22, 23 right now, so almost halfway to first prestige. But I know you can hit it.
I mean, if you go into this with like in your head, like I'm gonna do everything I can in multiplayer. If each gun has 70 levels,
yeah,
that's a lot of playing Call of Duty. You're going to get a lot of hours out of that.
Yeah, which I don't know how long it'll hold me. Like the most amount that I've ever put into a COD game was probably Black Ops 3, and I think I almost hit 10th prestige in that. But that was like I'm in high school. Me and the guys are going to play like every single night. We're going over. We're only playing Black Ops 3 for like the next 10, 11 hours straight multiplayer. Like that's all we did.
Yeah, different times.
Yeah. So now I was just like, I woke up this morning and I played a little of the other game I'm going to talk about, and I was like, I don't really have enough to do. I'm just going to play some COD real quick, and it just feels good. Like it It's boots on the ground. It's very fast paced. It's not like I'm sitting in every corner. It's not super uber tactical like Modern Warfare is.
Yeah, that's not what I like.
Yeah,
something like this.
When I think of COD, I think classic COD, which I'm gonna run, I'm gonna shoot, I'm gonna die, and I'm gonna do it again. That's COD to me.
Yeah,
just go in there,
a lot of
die,
that.
just keep going, just keep shoot. Maybe you get a kill. That's COD.
And you do it for like hours.
And it's so addicting. Although, I will say, where's Gun Game? Where the fuck's Gun Game?
Gun Game?
They've been slowly taking Gun Game out of COD for years, and it's like...
That feels weird to me.
It's so good. It was the only thing I played in Black Ops 2.
Maybe I'm still in, like, my Counter-Strike high school phase, so maybe it's not a big deal anymore, but I feel like Gun Game is, like, one of the big modes.
Gun Game is still, like, one of my favorite modes I've ever played.
But do you know if it was so popular? Or is the big mode, is it Warzone?
That's its own thing. That's just because BRs are taking over in general.
Yeah.
But like Gun Game, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, some of these other games, like they still had it. Black Ops 3 was one of like the shitty ones because for some reason they started to take it out of the game and it was like, oh, hey, we're bringing it back for limited time things, which I don't know if they did that just to get like numbers up during that weekend. But a game mode that released with the game is not with the game now. Why?
Yeah, that's weird.
And it started with that and Infinite Warfare had it, and some other games did, and then they just stopped having it. And I was just like, fuck you to your core.
Wow, to the core.
I love Gun Game. Most of my time in Black Ops 2,
to the core.
Most of my time in Black Ops 2 was Gun Game. That's all I did. And I was kind of good at it.
To the core.
To the core.
To the core, I'm kind of good.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's weird to me.
Yeah, that's upsetting.
Gun Game is one of the better modes.
It's so addicting. It's so good.
Yeah, it is.
And when you win,
it's a good feeling.
It feels to the core.
Speaking of feeling good to the core, I played some more Lost Judgment. So I haven't talked about it for a couple weeks on here. Mm-hmm. I'm at the point where I can't continue my little high school stories anymore. Because I need to... Something must happen in the main story. Because all of them have the same task right now, which is advance further in the I don't remember the official term for the high school stories. Mm-hmm. Advance further in this, or in the main story to progress. And they all have that message.
Yeah.
So, something's going to happen in the main story that lets me continue it. So I started doing sub-stories, and they're good. They are that good classic... Those good... All right, Yaks are like a dragon. We've made it very clear how I feel about like the combat and stuff. So I'm not talking about the combat. I'm talking about the writing and the story and the characters. That was all really good, but at the same time, it was a very different vibe.
Yeah.
Like, Ichiban as a character is very different.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, it's different. Yagami definitely has more of that, like, Kiryu vibe going on. Not exactly, but he's much more like straight-faced like him. So the sub-stories work so much better when you have someone who's like that. Mm-hmm. Whereas you have Ichiban, who's just kind of a whack-ball in and of himself, to where he can't be that person in those stories.
You little whack-ball.
He is a whack-ball! But, so, the sub-stories, oh yeah, they're
whack-baller!
They're really, like, they're hitting for me. They're good. So they have, there's more mini games. Do you remember
Whack-ball?
From Whack-ball, you're just beating the shit out of Ichiban. Do you remember from the first Judgment, Paradise VR? I can't remember if you had to do that for the main story or not. It was like, you go into the basement of a place, and it puts you into a VR, like, board game, and you're rolling a dice, and each space has, like, an activity attached to it.
What did the entrance look like?
I don't remember exactly what the entrance was like in the first Judgment, but I'm pretty sure it was the same type of deal, like, kind of go down some stairs, and then there's just, like, a lady at, like, a blue desk. And you talk to her. And you had to get, like, play passes in order to play it.
It sounds about right.
I feel like in the first Judgment, you had to do, like, it was one of those things, like, it kind of like dips your toes in it, then it's like...
I hate those missions so fucking much.
I'm fine with them, because I was going to do all that stuff anyway.
Yeah, but for someone who isn't...
Well, then you're wrong.
No, I'm subjective.
Just him. It's like the kid arguing, no, I'm not wrong.
I just have a very constructed opinion.
No, you're wrong. So it doesn't do that in this one. You're not required to do it. It is just a sub-story in and of itself. But you have to complete the sub-story, you have to go through and play against all these different opponents, which are returning characters from sub-stories in the first Judgment. Mm-hmm. And to do that, you have to get 3 play passes to play. And there were 6 different characters. To get play passes, you have to play other minigames. So I had to go and play some golf. And every time I cleared out the bingo board in golf, I got a play pass. So I had to do that 18 times.
Wow.
So I did, and I played through all Paradise VR. That was fun. Then I started to do the drone racing minigame, which opened up now, which was also in the first Judgment. It's just now you're doing it around Yokohama instead. And I'm on the final one because there's like different tournaments, each with 5 races. And you get the options, like you get new drone parts, and you make a shit ton of money from Paradise VR. So I had over 5 million yen. I'm fine. I'm good to go. So I'm buying all the new parts, and sometimes I have to like go to the shop up the road in the park that says it's a coffee shop, but for whatever reason sells a bunch of like screws and iron and gears and whatever you need to build the best drone, which I know I'm going to need to finish the last tournament. You need these schematics. Some you have to, like, I had to go back to Kamurocho and buy one for like 200,000 yen. Another one, really the difficult one, you could only get with chips in the casino. And it was 30,000. Now, I could buy 1,000 chips for 100,000 yen. So it would have cost, based on some of the chips I already had, it was like 2.8 million yen. Mm-hmm. Instead, I got 1,000 yen and I played Texas Hold'em for about 2 hours. And made that 30,000 chips. That's where I'm at in Lost Judgment.
Okay.
There is something about the way these games do it where I get so engrossed in the city and the activities that I can't not do it. I can't walk away from the Texas Hold'em table without those schematics to go do the last drone tournament that has no bearings whatsoever on the story of the game.
Those are your games.
None at all.
Those are your games, man.
They're just my games. So I didn't even look at what hour count is. It's got to be 30-something hours at this point, and I've still barely touched the main story. I
mean, that's satisfied in my book.
Oh, I'm very satisfied right now, and I want to keep... But this is my biggest worry, is right now, for me, I have 10 games total I want to finish before Game of the Year. Mm-hmm. And this is the one that is going to be problematic, because I want to do everything. I
got like maybe... say like 5, maybe 6.
Yeah, I got 10.
Yeah.
And fortunately, I am towards the end. Like, I know Echo Generation is not going to take me much longer.
Yeah.
Voice of Cards is not going to take me much longer. Eastward's going to take a while.
Eastward's, yeah, that's a big one.
One of those games is I do want to play through the Call of Duty campaign. That's not going to take a while.
No.
Guardians is not a super long game, but it's just...
yeah.
I'm stressing.
For me, it's like, all right, I have this much time left. Like, what? Should I buy something? Should I add something else to the fray?
I do have a couple of games here where if there is time, I'm like, I'll check these out. I don't think they're going to be contenders for me, but I'll check them out.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm going to have time. I think if anything, I'm not going to have some of these games finished, which kind of bums me out, but
yeah,
I can't manifest time.
No.
That's Lost Judgment.
Is one of your updates have anything to do with my other game?
No.
That's annoying.
I mean, I can still talk about it.
Yeah, I know, but like, I don't know. What if
I only played a little bit more, which is not more than what I've told you.
All right. My turn.
Your turn.
I started Guardians.
Yay!
Ngaka.
Yeah, the official name.
Which I do want to bring up. I will say, in my games, I have Marvel's Avengers under M.
You do?
But...
Uh-oh. Is Spider-Man under S?
Spider-Man's under S.
So you don't even know.
And I think the reason with that is because, like, I think it's, like, the association. Because when you think of Marvel's The Avengers, you try to change it. So it's like, oh, it's Marvel's The Avengers. I know that's the game. When you talk about Marvel's Spider-Man, you go, oh, Spider-Man PS4?
You know, it is kind of weird, but now that I think about it, I feel like whenever I've talked about the Avengers game, I would say Marvel's Avengers.
Yep. But you think Spider-Man PS4?
I've never actually said Marvel's Spider-Man.
No.
Like, not seriously.
Yeah. But now this is Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Is it, though? I just call it Guardians of the Galaxy.
I've heard people call it Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
I know they're right, but it feels dirty.
So, I mean, logically, Spider-Man should be there, but it's the association. It's like what
So what are you doing with Guardians?
Guardians is going to go next to the... Well, okay, no, that's different because that's going to... I have it separated by generation.
Oh, so this is...
This is going to go under...
You've got some time to think about this.
This is going to go under M with my Series X games. Yep.
All right. Go ahead, talk about it.
Well, let's talk about it. I don't know. I started. I'm at the mouth of Chapter 11.
Oh, I'm way earlier than you.
Yes.
What can you say?
I don't know. So I was talking to your girl, and I was trying to gauge. I
was talking to your girl.
I was trying to gauge like how far you were in the story. Like
I told you how far we are.
Yeah, but like there was other details that I needed. So you got up to like the Corel.
Who? Who's that?
The lady?
The security lady?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did all that.
With the daughter?
Yeah.
Okay. So, that one of the things that I did want to talk about with this game is I think it's a very good-looking game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that they did a lot of good jobs, but...
Uh-oh.
This is like, I don't want to be creepy. I don't want to be weird. But why is it when
you're being creepy?
The girl showed up, and that was like the most like that was the best design model in the entire game. Like the facial, the animations, the hair. It was better than everything else for some reason.
I don't think that's creepy.
I don't want to say that the 13-year-old girl in the game looked good. I don't want to say that.
Well, you're not saying it like that.
Because I don't want it to be misconstrued in any way.
You're saying graphically they did a good job with the character.
It looks wonderful. Like the facial animations, the hair, it's all insane.
Now that I think about it, like you are right.
Like even Star-Lord. Like I look at Star-Lord and I'm like, yeah, okay, but like for some reason, when they first showed her, and then like in other parts, I was like, why is it just like the hair and the eyes and everything? It just so detailed.
So she was. We talked a little bit, not on the podcast, about this. She was the one I was saying where that was the next moment I had with this game, where just the reactions from the other characters, is like it's really. Maybe this is hyperbolic. I've never seen a game do it this well.
No,
like she was. So it's not really spoilers. This is very early in the game.
Yeah.
You're a prisoner because, Guardians, that happens. And this is the, like, captain's daughter. She's young. She's a teenager. And she's clearly, like, this is not something she actually does on a regular basis. So it's just you two. And she's, like, leading you through trying to be, like, the officer. You're the prisoner.
Yeah.
So as Star-Lord, you can kind of be like, you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Like, you're actually doing it. She's like, oh, well, thanks and stuff. And then immediately, because I have to explore everything, like right after, I walk, she's like, all right, we got to go this way. And I just go the complete wrong way to go see what's on the other end. And she was like, seriously? You're not listening to me? You were just telling me how good of a job I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's crazy to me. They're like, no matter what I say or do, they're reacting.
That's like Last of Us 2 level. It's insane.
Yeah, it really is. Because it's not like, it doesn't feel like obviously it's a pre-written, pre-programmed thing. They know, but it feels in the moment so natural.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't feel out of place when I'm like, in the first level when I was exploring and Rocket kept talking a lot of shit about me doing things.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like that they were like waiting for that moment to have it. It just felt so natural. It really does, and it kind of. I just keep saying the both times we sat down to play this, because my girlfriend's watching me.
Your girl,
my girl. I've said multiple times, like, this is kind of blowing my mind.
It's my favorite part of the game so far is these interactions.
Making
it feel like that world building and having it feel so lived in. You don't see that.
No, it's like...
Which is where so many other games falter, because they don't give you that.
And there's like, these characters feel real.
When there's the first point when I really noticed it was after like one of the first main missions, you come back to the Milano, and how, like you said, it's like a little like a Normandy, you can explore it.
Yeah, and you get like different items in the missions that you can find, which unlock more conversations, and it's just like that. I like all that.
So I'm sitting there, and you know, like that little central area with the couch?
Yeah.
Drax is sitting on that couch. Groot and Rocket are like complaining or like talking in one of the other rooms, and while I'm talking to Drax on the couch, Gamora from the bridge is like screaming her 2 cents into the conversation, completely separate. And then that conversation finishes. I walk away, and Drax continues the conversation with Gamora back and forth. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like it feels so lived in.
Yeah,
so maybe we had different. I wonder. Okay. When you're scrounging after you're done with the prisoner stuff, and you're like, how much money do we have? And you're like, all right, everyone go to your quarters, collect what money you have.
Yeah.
Was like Drax accusing Rocket for you? Or is there like a different preset of arguments? Because Drax was like yelling at Rocket that he knows he's hiding something, that he has a secret stash. And I have to like choose who to side with, and I chose to go with Rocket. I was like, hey, Drax, he says he doesn't, leave him alone. And he's like, I do not believe the rodent. I am gonna go interrogate the big one. And then like I'm doing other stuff, and then I go down the other side, and Drax is like interrogating Groot, like, where is the money? And he's just, I am Groot.
I don't know if I had that.
That's even cooler.
Yeah.
But yes, it feels very just lived and real.
One of the things that I was pointing out that I was a little annoyed at in a good way is that this, how
do you get annoyed in a good way?
Because you know how this is a very choice-driven game?
Yes.
They don't tell you what choices you're making are the big choices or the choices that don't matter and are just for fun for that moment.
So, the biggest difference I've seen so far is if it's a bigger moment, there's no timer. I mean, you're much further than I am.
Well, yeah, but still, like, it doesn't really tell you. Like, you're going to make a lot of choices throughout the game.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But, like, all the ones that really don't matter are all the ones that, like, is just happening with the Guardians.
Yeah.
Like, as you're going through a level and you have, like, 5 seconds to basically side with someone or say nothing.
Yeah.
Did you have Drax throw Rocket?
Absolutely. Immediately.
Really?
It wasn't even a doubt. It tossed him.
Did you get, like, one of the, like, telltale messages?
Yeah. That happens a lot throughout the game.
Okay, because I told him not to throw Rocket twice. And he did it, and it was both times it was like, Rocket will remember you defending him, or like whatever it said.
Yeah, I had him throw it over, and he wanted a bigger cut, so.
It's good.
It is really good. I also, before I forget, one of the first things I saw in this game, do you remember it? After I had my spiel on it a few weeks ago?
I don't know. What?
It was like the opening cutscene. They were like, all right, we need a passcode to get in. Oh, what's the passcode? 0451.
Oh, is this the fucking...
First code, every game, that's like the... Yeah. As soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah.
Oh, the code to like get into the...
You do that on like your little panel in front of you.
It's to get through like the barrier.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
First code in the game, and they just give it to you. That's like, ooh, I like that. That's nice. You have my attention.
Yeah, it's really impressing me.
The
writing, as it's happening, it feels like I'm watching that first Guardians movie.
Which
the humor's hitting for me.
It's so difficult with something like Guardians for someone who is only known to associate it. Like, the majority of society is only associating the movies. Because who the fuck knew who they were beforehand?
Yeah, unless you were a big comic book Marvel guy.
Yeah.
Like, I never heard of Guardians of the... I've heard of Iron Man.
Yeah.
I knew Spider-Man, Thor, like all the...
Who the fuck's Shang-Chi?
Right, like,
Exactly.
I'd never heard of... Yeah.
But, like, they do such a good job. Like, okay, so I played the actual Telltale Guardians game, and I enjoyed that. And I kind of forgot about it when this was coming out, so when I was seeing it, I was like, I don't know how to feel about these guys. I also think that the marketing did, for better or worse, a good and bad job. Like, not knowing the interactions would be so in-depth is great, but not showing how in-depth they would be made me hate every gameplay that they showed, and it looked shitty. It looked like they were just like, hey, we're the Guardians, and then like some repetitive combat for the next like 20 hours.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely didn't show like how well like people react to you.
Yeah, which is
that
great.
was definitely not. Yeah, because once it was like as it keeps happening, even though I now am expecting it, it's like as it happens, I'm like, that's crazy.
They should
that's
have thrown,
crazy
like,
that this just happened.
They should have thrown like one or two slightly longer interactions in there.
Maybe, yeah.
Like just to be like give you like a theme. Other than that, it just felt like, hey, you're just kind of flying by here, when it felt very like jumpy. But this is watching that like going through like a literal 5-minute interaction of just talking back and forth. I'm like, yeah, I dig it.
Yeah, it's also low key. I really like how when you go to like hover over one of your dialogue options, it gives you a quote underneath of what you're going to actually say.
Yeah.
And it's like accurate.
Yeah.
Because I love me some Mass Effect, but there are plenty of choices you make. Because
Fallout 4 specifically was absolutely garbage with
Yeah,
that. You would literally say the other thing.
and some of it is like, yes, I know that like something like a Mass Effect, you're making big decisions. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of lore. You can only fit so much of what you're going to say into like a few words in the dialogue wheel. But at the same time, sometimes they're pretty good with it overall, but sometimes it's like, oh, that came off in a way that I didn't think it was going to.
Yeah.
But having these like quotes, it's like it's good. I like it.
It is nice.
It's a very smart game.
It's I didn't want to like when I first started playing it, I almost kind of wanted to describe it as like this is the Guardians or like a Marvel style like God of War. Like it like because of the interactions and a lot of things that happened, it feels very one shot. You're going through like their whole journey and like things that they encounter all together. It's it's a much more well put together game than I was anticipating and what was initially shown off.
Oh, okay. Are you talking about like what you thought the game was going to be and what it actually is? Is that what you mean? Like
kind of, but at the same time, it's. I think what I'm trying to say is God of War is like a big journey. The whole point of the game is you're making a big journey with these characters, and that's how it feels in Guardians.
Okay,
you're going through a very long journey. Many different things are going to happen with these characters, and like the interactions. The reason why people didn't like hate Atreus is because there was good interaction.
Yeah. And there was a moment in that game where Atreus really sucks.
Yeah, but like he learns from it, and like
it wasn't like he was just bratty kid the whole time or something.
It works, and it works in the way that Guardians kind of does the same thing, and it makes it feel it really makes it stand out.
Yeah, this is I'm way earlier than you still, so I have a ways to go. But as of right now, It feels weird. So this is what I'm thinking about with every game right now because we're less than a month away from Game of the Year.
It's hard when it's like you're in the last month, so it's like
it's like
of course you're only going to be thinking about what's going to make it.
It's literally all I'm thinking about when I'm gaming.
Yeah,
but I got a ways to go, and like maybe it drops the ball with the ending or something. I don't know.
I'm literally like the 2/3 marks. I'm on the beginning of chapter 11, so I got 6 chapters
16
left.
chapters, right? Oh, is it 17?
Well, if you count chapter 11, so 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
Oh,
16.
you didn't do chapter. Okay.
I literally it literally just said chapter 11, and
Gotcha.
and I was like, all right, stopping the game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a contender for me for sure. It's gonna be a heavy hitter.
It might be for me too.
Well, that will make some of our fighting easy.
It will. But
that is I gotta say, going into Game of the Year, we did have quite a few games that we both really enjoyed.
Yeah.
So maybe it won't.
Our top few are kind of similar.
Yeah, I'm sure it does diverge at some point.
But then again, like there were some like of the heavy hitters of this year, they hit heavy as they did, and like they stood out, and then everything else got delayed. So
that's true, and we have like the games that have like hit us the hardest.
Yeah.
It's mostly the same games.
Pretty much.
We haven't had a lot of, which is kind of weird because I feel like we usually have some like pretty big differences. Maybe it just is like so much of it was delayed.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of just the indies really carried this year.
Next year is going to be interesting as shit.
I feel like next year is going to be the issue of like, yeah, you're right. That game is really good. But this was also really good.
Yeah, it's going to be real tough.
Yeah, that one's there's going to be like, I could totally see it. Just feel like there's no right answer here.
Yeah.
Guardians. I have a couple quick updates on games. Real quick. This is going to be real quick, and then we're going to move on. Lost and Random.
Done.
No.
No, I mean, like, that's it. You're done with the update.
Oh. No. I just want to say, because something stood out to me, because I'm at the point in the game where I'm really here for a lot of the combat. Like,
yeah.
The story is still driving me, and the game has its moments with the story, which is one of the reasons I want to talk about it. Like, I played through Forberg. I just got to the entrance of Five Tropolis, which means I took that boat ride with Death.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh, man, that got me.
Best character in the entire game.
Death is saying nothing, and I'm not going to go into the context of, like, what's going on here, but of course there's a Death character. Like, look at the game. Yeah. Of course there's a Death character. So you're just going through the boat, and you're just talking, and, like, Death doesn't say anything. But he looks like, it's the Grim Reaper. Like, that's what he looks like.
Yeah.
And then he finally talks, he's like, yo, what's your problem?
What are you talking about? Did I mention that character at all?
No.
So when I played that, I was laughing so hard. I was like, this is literally the best character in the game. I cannot say anything.
It zooms in on him like he's about to say something real deep and
he just gets like all like, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
If it were me, I would love to see that queen go down.
Come on, girl, get out there. And it's just like, that was amazing. That was so good.
It really hit.
Absolutely. That part of the game was my favorite.
So that's really my update with that. I know I'm getting towards the end because there's 6 total cities.
Yeah. You're at the point where those battles are going to get like 20-ish minutes long. Like they're getting long.
They are already getting 4. There was a lot of the like big chess piece thing.
Yeah.
Where it moves from like space to space.
What was the bad guy of 4? If I remember correctly.
He was the dude that like beat the shit out of Dicey. And then you had to go back. You had to roll higher than him. He was like a gambler. He like ran this whole like thing. It's when you had to go from to the 3 different places to get the 3 different strands, and then you could get the pips because your pip guy was there and he gave you the 5.
Who was the boss?
I don't remember his name. He was a guy.
Okay.
He kind of looked like do they call it like the nanny or something? The old woman that's like taking the kids back.
Yeah.
He was like that same species.
Yeah. Oh, what about the third one?
The third one. Can't recall.
All right.
It was. I know the Two Town was the mayor.
Yeah.
Freedom. Did you have a big? You didn't really have a big bad boss there.
No.
No, because that was the 3 different like leaders, the 3 siblings that were at war.
I guess
and they
I'm
all
thinking of Chapter 5 then. 5 Tropolis.
Okay, because they all had like their own like they all kind of had little bosses.
And
then it came together, and then the lady was like, "It was none of you idiots. It was the boogeyman or whatever they call that guy, the shadow guy."
I don't like the boss of Chapter 5.
Okay,
it was just wasn't hard. It was just kind of like annoying.
All right.
I don't like it.
Chapter 3 kind of has you fight that nanny character a little bit, but not like to the death.
Yeah.
So I guess there's that.
Yeah.
I guess that could be the boss.
What?
Yeah. The other update was Eastward. I got a ways to go in that game, so it's long.
It's long.
That's
I'm
one
in
of the
a
things,
real
like,
bad spot with it right now. I was telling you.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be like maybe a 20-hour game.
Nope.
This is way longer. I'm like approaching 10 hours. I'm still on chapter 3 out of 8.
Yup. Chapter 4 is super short, though. Like,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I'm like 14-ish hours in the last time I checked.
And you were on chapter 5,
partway
right?
through chapter 5.
Music is still great. Animations, fantastic.
I know.
There's like little jingles that keep playing at certain points, and they work. And even though they're the same jingles, they're not getting repetitive at all. Because there's like just enough of them that get kind of cycled around.
Yeah.
It gets dark. It gets kind of dark.
Not
gonna go into spory.
Spore. Not gonna talk about Spore right now. Don't get me started on Spore.
I know we're talking about Eastward. Don't get me started on Spore. I'm not gonna go into story details. But yeah, it gets dark, and Sam as a character, there's just I'm not gonna go over the moments where it's shown, but Sam is so just like pure.
Yep.
Like so
innocent.
Yes, so innocent that like even when she's doing something that normally you'd be like, "Oh, why would you do that? That was so fucking stupid." Instead, it's like she just has such a pure heart. That she just thinks that like things will be good, that it's okay. Where you're just like,
in such
you
a
can't
bad
be
world.
mad at her.
Yeah.
Like when you get the fruit and the merchants that are clearly ripping you off for the ones like he needs it or he's like gonna die or something. Totally.
Yeah. And then you're just like, okay.
She's like, oh no, that's way more important than this big bet I'm in. Take it.
Yeah.
And he's like, I guess I didn't even need the story. I could have just asked.
Yeah.
But it's like she's so good.
Did she get anything yet for you?
I don't know what that means.
In chapter 3, has she acquired anything? Was anything given to her?
Shoes. Okay, is that what you're talking
when
about?
When she got those shoes,
she was so
so happy.
I will say I didn't realize that she was barefoot.
Neither did I.
And then when she got shoes and was excited, I was like, "Damn, that sucks." She was not wearing shoes this whole time.
Yeah. But she's so happy about
She's
those
like
shoes.
running around from person to person, like, look at my shoes. And like the animation when she like kicks up her leg to show John the shoe.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's so good.
It's so cute.
It is.
Those that The Last of Us fucking like the how the formula, how it just works. Old gruff man and like young innocent girl or like that it works. It just works.
It has to be done right still though.
But Mando. Kratos. Yeah. Joel. John. It works.
Joel. John. It can work. Huh?
Din Djarin. Mando's real name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, that sounds
familiar. You know Din.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. I just want to talk about those because those both had a couple of moments. I was like, it's not worth going into depth of the game, but I want to talk about it.
I have. It's like it sucks knowing that like my 2 days off throughout the week. I'm like, all right, what game am I going to try to spend all day playing? What day is that going to be? What day is that? And then like 2 days later, my next day off. What's that day going to be like?
Yeah.
What game am I going to play then?
That's why, I mean, I think I brought it up on the podcast. There's a website, Picker Wheel.
Yeah, you got your little wheel.
Well, I put in, which is now going to be by myself, because I'm playing Guardians with my girlfriend. So when I'm home by myself, it is 8 games now that I just put into a wheel and just whatever lands on, that's what I'm playing because I cannot physically decide. It's too many. See, and I'm really into quite a few of them.
I can't be bouncing around like that so much.
So I used to not until we did a podcast.
That's all I used to do until like in 2017. I told myself I can't do this anymore. I need to finish one game before I move on. And now because of a fucking podcast, you got me playing like 7 games at once, and I hate it
when something
so much.
When something new comes out, I'm like, well, I should play this so we could talk about it.
Yeah.
And now I'm really into a lot of games.
Maybe I should drop $300 on my credit card for an Oculus Quest because 1, I want it, and 2, would be a great talking point. Maybe I should get Resident Evil 4 VR because it'd be a great talking point. I don't necessarily have $40 right now, but it'd be a good talking point.
Well, at least you're enjoying those.
It's really good.
At least you're enjoying those.
I know. I need to put attach like a power bank to my Quest.
Yeah,
and
you were
just
saying to do that.
walk around the room for the next 6 hours, taking out.
Ooh, that feels dark.
Yeah,
that feels dark. That feels Ready Player One.
Let me just put a battery bank on and just be like, all right,
I'm gonna live in VR for the day,
and I'll be in, and you're in the game.
I'll have a headset on all day. I know that's where we're going. Like, of course, that's the direction we're heading, but it feels bad.
I'm only like slightly hesitant.
Oh, I'm hesitant,
but
I also know I'm gonna do it.
The other half of me sounds like, yeah, that sounds amazing. But the other half of me is like, yeah, I also have a lot of rights and I'm a human being.
Yeah,
but on the other half, it sounds amazing.
Mm-mm.
And we already do it. We do. We sit in the same room all day, order DoorDash. we already do it.
But
we already do it. We just have peripheral vision.
Yes, that's the putting something over your head and taking away like everything that feels like it's a step too far. It feel not for where we're at right now. I mean, like, no, it's fine where we're at right now. You do it for a few hours, have fun, yeah. But where we're going, it feels like it's gonna be a step too far.
It'll just be pods. We'll just get in a pod.
Yes, and then before you know it, we're in the Matrix.
We've been in the Matrix.
It's possible.
And then they made a few documentaries, and there's a new documentary coming out.
Those are my favorite documentaries. You ready to move on to some news? That was a lot of game talk. That was more game talk than I thought we were going to have.
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about news yet.
Well, it's news adjacent.
It
is news. It happens.
It's news, Jason.
Who's Jason? Is Jason Schreier here?
No, because you said adjacent.
I don't get it. I really don't understand your jokes. Thunderful World happened today. Well, yesterday, if you're listening to this on day one.
Yeah, what's that other group that came out with like the funny showcase? I can never remember.
Devolver Digital?
Devolver, that's who it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't hit for me.
I will say Devolver Digital
was
never hit for me.
Theirs was a little funnier this year. It still doesn't hit for me. And I thought
some
Mark
of
Hamill
Devolver Digital like worked for me.
The hot dogs were funny. I like the hot dogs.
I was more about like just the very idea of what they're doing with their videotape thing.
That was stupid. But they were also just making jokes about it.
But it was funny because they're making fun of the fact that people do that, and then they
also
did it,
doing
and someone did it.
Yeah.
Like,
the Mark Hamill thing was kind of boring.
It kind of hit for me.
I was skipping
because it was ridiculous.
It was stupid.
It was stupid, and that's why it worked.
I didn't like it. It was kind of dumb.
It was just working with Mark Hamill for me. They kept. At one point, someone called him Mr. Hamill. He's like, just Mark Hamill works. So then no one calls him Mark.
No.
Everyone calls him Mark Hamill. And when he's talking to anyone else, he does the same thing, first and last name, and throughout the whole thing. And it got me.
I mean, funny. What else do you call celebrities besides their entire name?
I know, it's just funny that he would even refer to himself as Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
It was funny.
It was all right.
Let's talk about the games. Open up with Wavetale.
Out now.
Kinda. It is, I know. Developed by Zoink Games, who did Lost in Random, which we were just talking about. This game looks cool.
It looks good.
You're water rollerblading. I like that.
It seems cool.
It does seem cool. Out now on Stadia.
Wah, wah.
Coming to PC and console in 2022. And you know what I think pisses me off the most about this? Listen, with all the games coming next year, who knows where this would even land?
Yeah.
This is a 2021 game.
Yeah.
So which means it has zero chance on our Game of the Year list because we're not going to get Stadia to play it.
Nope.
And when I do play it, if I do play it, it'll be next year and it won't count.
Yup.
Damn it, Stadia.
Won't count. It won't count.
You stop it. Stop.
It's gonna come out and it won't count, guys.
I don't sound anything like that. I sound like a man.
You see? Let me get my big cigar out of my mouth, you see?
What? I was like a baby. Now I'm an
I'm
old
the boss,
man.
baby. See? Get me another cigar, Johnny.
All right. What was the next game?
Planet of Lana, which is they showed that one off before. This one, this is like that watercolor one they said or something.
Yeah, they described it as kind of like a watercolor painting come to life.
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, it looks cool.
It's coming to PC, Xbox Series X, and Xbox One. It's an Xbox game.
Is it not coming on PlayStation?
They didn't say that.
Is it coming to Game Pass?
I don't know.
The game looks cool.
It does. I'm excited.
Still no release window or anything on that one. But yeah, that does look cool.
I'm excited for this next one, though.
Industria.
I've been talking about this one for a few months.
You have?
Yeah, I've showed it to you before.
You have?
Yeah.
Really?
I showed this to you like 2 months ago.
No, you didn't.
I've been keeping my eye on this one for at least like a year. If you were to if you were to take a steampunk shooter and throw it into Half-Life 2's world, that's what Industria is. It literally looks like Half-Life.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's literally Half-Life, and you're walking around with like World War II guns.
I had to go to the Steam page to understand what was happening.
Yeah,
it's alternate reality Cold War shit.
Yeah,
because I saw it and I just said bleak world with robots ?
I've been a little excited for this one for a while.
It does look kind of cool. Now here's another situation.
Yeah,
but it's out now.
But if I wanted to, I could hop on Steam and I could play it.
You could.
I
don't got the time for that.
Yeah, I don't got the time for that.
But yeah, first person shooter. It looks cool.
It does look good.
Out now on PC, coming to console in 2022.
Good next gen console.
Oh, is it not going to the last gen?
No, good.
We're getting to that point. It feels. I know why that's good, but it also feels dirty saying that because of how hard it is to get a console still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You should be. But I understand why it's good, because like we need to take advantage of the new consoles.
Yeah.
They need to be put to their full capabilities.
They just got to make these consoles faster.
They can't. It's a shortage in everything.
Figure it out.
They're trying.
Super Meat Boy Forever coming to mobile. Next.
It feels like Meat Boy was big many years ago, and since then it's just kind of there.
Yep.
Like it was one of the first big indie hits. Mm-hmm. And I just kind of feel like it never was there again.
Nope.
Like, are people must be playing it, right? I'm sure people are playing Meat Boy.
I mean, it's always had a big following. Isn't there like a woman, a Mrs. Meat Boy or something?
That's not her name, I don't think. But no, yes, there is.
So. It's like it's literally like if you know what? It's gone. I lost it.
What happened?
I found it again.
Oh, okay.
If you were to take Pac-Man and turn him into a meatball, that's what Meat Boy is to me.
Okay. There's nothing alike.
He's just Pac-Man. He's like, that's who he is. And you got Mrs. Pac-Man Boy, Mrs. Meat. That's who that is.
Except Mrs. Meat doesn't have her own game.
Super Meat Boy and Mrs. Meat.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of the consensus is that Miss Pac-Man is the better game.
You ever watch Mr. Meaty?
What website is that on?
I think it was a Nickelodeon show. They had puppets.
That doesn't sound good.
I love that show, Mr. Meaty.
Speaking of Mr. Meaty, Curse to Golf. I think this is... Listen, you put... Stop it. You're going to get us copywritten and we're done.
Look, if they copyright that, then I'm doing them a service because probably no one gives a shit about that show anymore. And I still do. So...
Curse to Golf. If you take golf and put it in kind of arcadey game like this, I want it.
Yeah, that seems kind of cool. Did they say it was like roguelike?
No, it's not
No?
roguelike. I believe you're going through levels. They call it, you're in what they call golf purgatory because you died or
18
something.
dungeons.
Yeah. They seem to like level things. Like you play through the levels in the dungeon. And
Holes.
Holes, yes. There are card power-ups that affect the ball. So like you use one and it can make it like curve in a certain way towards the hole or something.
Or give it rockets.
Yeah, looks cool. It's coming to PC and console. No date, no year, nothing. It just says like coming soon on the Steam page.
Leica.
Yeah, this was part of this is the start of a trailer reel where they were like boom, 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 boom.
Aged through blood.
They refer to this as a Motorvania,
Which it has kind of my attention.
Yeah,
a Metroidvania on a motorcycle? That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like if Trials was a Metroidvania.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, doesn't do it for me.
Trials is frustrating.
This didn't seem it was quite like that, though.
No. Ah! My phone died.
Oh.
No news for me! No notable game releases! No nothing. I got no music to listen to on the way home!
Do you have the USB plug?
Why would I? Why would I have that on me? I'm not some techie.
I keep one in my car at all times.
I don't know if I have one in my car. I'm not going to say it.
What? What?
Not going to say it. Not going to say it. Moving on. Hell Pie.
Are we keeping that? Are we keeping all that?
Yeah,
no.
keep it. You can keep
all
it.
of that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you can keep that.
I'm going to get rid of the thing I wrote to edit that out.
No, you're good.
We're just keeping it, I guess.
You're good. Hell Pie.
Hell Pie. All right.
This one has my attention.
Me too.
Because it's just Mario 64.
Exactly.
And it looks like it looks good.
Yeah, 3D platformer. You're making a treat for the ruler of the underworld. It's very like food focused. Coming in 2022 to PC and console. Boy, this is just gonna be the Dylan show from here on out. That sucks. My throat is kind of hurting.
I remember some news.
Okay. Okay.
I sent you my docs. You can look up my shit for notable game releases.
Oh, I can do that for you.
There you go.
Fire Girl Hack and Slash Rescue.
Roguelike.
It's a roguelike firefighting game.
Yeah, they were going through a lot of roguelikes. This seemed kind of cool, but also like I don't have to play it.
I don't have to play it either. It's like this is really on the border for me. Like I kind of like the idea of this, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to play it.
Yeah, but like I kind of would check it out, but like
it is coming out during a slow part of the year, December 14th, 2021.
Yeah.
It'll be one of our first contenders for Game of the Year 2022.
I'm getting Halo physical.
Oh, Halo, that's a thing.
I meant to say
I don't
that
think I'm going to
before.
play that game.
It's going to be on Game Pass.
I still don't think I'm going to play that game.
Why?
Because I've tried the Halo campaigns a few times. I've gone through the first couple. It just doesn't really do it for me. And I'm not going to play the multiplayer.
But the new one.
So? I don't like it. Doesn't do it
You
for
got a
me.
gaming pancake? You're not going to play Halo?
Correct.
I'm going to play Halo.
Crowns and Pawns, Kingdom of Deceit. This is a point-and-click adventure game.
Right.
Like an old school one.
Yeah.
2022 on that. Sword Ship. It's another roguelike. It was like a ship flying game.
This one water.
Yeah, this one that one wasn't doing it for me.
Nah.
Tinkertown. This is a top-down kind of like 2D Zelda looking game. You can play single player, multiplayer. I was getting like some Minecraft vibes. They were showing them like building a little house and stuff. Mm-hmm. That is early access on PC right now. Source of Madness, roguelike, Lovecraft style. It's like a 2D action game. Also early access on PC. That ended the sizzle reel, which means Mark Hamill came back. Talk some more. They did some bits. Then they showed White Shadow.
White Shadow! December 7th, 2021.
Yes. It is a game that is all black and white, and it is the Limbo Inside style game.
Which I feel like they've shown this one in the past.
Maybe.
I don't
remember it.
There's another Limbo-like that was shown sometime in the past year.
There is. That was shown at, I think that was also Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest opening night live thing.
After just this year beating both Limbo and Inside, I want more of those games.
Well, this is coming December 7th. So
2021.
Yeah. I don't know how to say this. Togs?
Yeah.
Togagas? Togges. I don't know how to actually say this. That's what I'm thinking. Togs.
Like Pogs. Pogs were cool.
This is what I got from it. You're a Roomba that can sometimes shit out blocks to go higher, or sometimes you eat the blocks.
Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention at that.
It definitely had the, like, 3D collectathon going on, like the platformers.
Yeah.
Which has my attention. It's coming to PC and console in 2022. I need to, like, see more of it to understand how it works. Because it was a quick showing.
Yeah.
The Gunk. I'm excited for this one. You're playing a couple space haulers. There's a parasite alien on this uncharted planet that's like eating it up. That's coming December 16th. I'm surprised it's still coming out in December because it had just December for a long time.
Yeah.
And as we were getting closer, it was like, it's going to get delayed. Nope, December 16th. Day one Game Pass. And then they ended it with the announcement of SteamWorld Headhunter, which is going to be a 3D game in the SteamWorld universe. I'm not invested in the SteamWorld universe whatsoever.
Neither am I.
But for some people, that's a big deal. They also announced that SteamWorld Dig 2 is going to be for free for a limited time. I believe on Steam right now, if you go to Steam, it's free. That was the event.
We did it.
We did it.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Mark. I like Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
All right, now let's get on to the news that is not conference related. Kind of conference related. This wasn't a conference. It was a big thing. We got a bunch of Elden Ring stuff. They showed those 15 minutes of gameplay. The game looks good. I agree, Dylan. It looks really good.
Looks like more and new.
Huh?
These games aren't my cup of tea, man.
This one looks good though.
All right, it looks good.
It does.
You can do more stuff. Yes. Nothing's gonna do it for me until I play it.
I think this is gonna be the one.
Probably. I don't know. Maybe you don't know that.
I said I think, not I know.
Fucking editor out.
It's gonna be open world. It's we're getting a lot of Breath of the Wild vibes.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's just big open world. You do have like the light that's telling you where to go, or you can just go around and explore the whole goddamn things. I think you do things out of order. Also, very Breath of the Wild. And like shit is just happening out in the world. Also,
drive-bys.
You kind of this dragon drives by real quick with a machine gun. You said this, and you're kind of right. Some Shadow of the Colossus vibes.
Absolutely.
And I think that's because it's like an open world that is not full. There's not like settlements. There's not towns. It's kind of like obviously this has more going on in the world than Shadow of the Colossus, which is mostly just an empty world. But kind of like that same feeling. It's invoking that same feeling. There's gonna be cool stealth, and I think the biggest thing that did it for me was the map, which is what I want more open world games to do since Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Now, my issue with Breath of the Wild is that you were limited to how many markers you could put down.
Is this like 900 or 999 or
I don't know if they said.
Or like 100. I saw something where it had a limit, but it's a fucking lot.
So Breath of the Wild, if I remember right, it was like 5.
This is too many.
Because you go to the top of a tower in Breath of the Wild and you look around and you're seeing all sorts of shit that you want to mark. But you can only mark so many. This one, in Elden Ring, you're picking like specific markers that mean specific things and you can mark it on your own map. And open world game, this needs to be the new normal.
You can mark whatever you want like 5 times and then just move on to whatever next. Mark that 5 times and
yes, and it's great. That's what I'm saying. Open world games need to be that. Because I'm sure there's stuff in Elden Ring that you come across. It's like a fucking dragon. You're like, I'm not ready for this. I'll come back later. So you mark it so you can remember easily. It's one of those...
quality of life.
That's what it is. That's the word.
That's 3 words.
Well, I knew it was of life. I couldn't think of the first one.
Quampamy.
It's one of those quampamy of lives. Dragons are a big deal. It seems there's a lot of dragons.
Yeah, stab one.
You stab one, and the boss that they showed, that like some of the combat with the boss had their hand arm was just a dragon head that breathed out fire.
That's cool.
There's gonna be 5 classes: warrior, enchanted knight, prophet, champion, and bloody wolf.
And thick boy.
Nope. That was Elden Ring. A lot of Elden Ring news. That game looks cool. That is definitely up there for one of my most anticipated for next year.
Let's want to talk about delays?
Okay, I don't have all the delays here. I have the big one.
Let's talk about the big one. Steam Deck.
Yep.
Got delayed.
Hot off the press.
Coming February now, 2022.
Yeah, that's when... I believe they said it's still going to be like the same time frame for like when you got it is when you're going to get it. It's just going to start.
Yeah, instead of December.
You're like in... Were you in the December wave or are you in the later wave?
I think I was in the later wave.
Okay. So, yeah, that first wave is going to start in February, and then it's just going to...
Which, my wallet thanks that delay. Out of any delay, I was like, thank God that's delayed. I'm so happy.
They said it was shortage issues just in the world, just chips and just... Yeah.
That's fine. You know what else got delayed?
What else got delayed?
Remember Scorn?
Oh, yeah, let's talk about Scorn.
I want to talk about one thing specifically.
Okay.
So, I went to their Kickstarter. I was looking at a few different articles.
Did you read the things?
I read the one thing talking about the delay, which made no sense to me.
Did you read the one that was, like, the bad one?
So, I tried looking for it. Though I want to talk about the delay one. So, they said, hey, the game has unfortunately been pushed into 2022.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to announce the confirmation of the delay on the 10th of December. So we were originally going to mention it in October. What the fuck does that mean?
I saw that one too. I think that was I don't think that was part of the original one.
But before we continue, what the fuck does that mean?
There was something where it's like it might not actually be December 10th. You might hear it from someone else first.
It's delayed. We know it. You just fucking said it. The game's been unfortunately slipped into 2022. What do you mean you're going to wait another month and be like, hey.
December 10th, we're going to find out.
Come December 10th, we're just going to reiterate this. It was supposed to be last month, but we're going to wait till next month to cancel the game that we're telling you is getting, delay the game we're telling you is getting delayed right now.
Yeah, I did think about it.
What?
That was weird. So this is a big deal because they put up an update on the Kickstarter for the delay that was happening, and so you didn't read it.
I skimmed through it, but that last part is what caught my attention. I was looking for it. Was it the development hell thing?
That was part of it. There were multiple parts of it.
I skimmed through it in the same way apparently that the guy who approved it skimmed through it. Oh man, it sounded like someone was really pissed off about something and needed to rant.
Really? So they ranted right to the people.
That's so funny.
There was multiple points in it where it was it's just a game, get over it.
Or I saw that at the beginning of development hell, oh, it's just a game, it happens.
Or they were you're excited for this. Stop asking us these questions. It'll be out when it's out.
Yeah.
It was weirdly aggressive. And I'm sure, listen.
They're like, yep, it's been a year. We've been working on the game. That's it.
And there were multiple points of this where they were basically saying, maybe they bit off more than they can chew. Maybe what they're going for is a little big for what their studio size is. So, I'm sure that the people working on this game, especially the higher up, the heads of the studio, whoever created it, they're probably really fucking stressed about it.
Yeah.
And it was probably just like one too many times where someone was like, "Where's the game? You haven't shown it in so long. Where's the game?"
Yeah.
And someone was having a bad day.
Yeah.
And got real pissed off about all of it. And like, they should have just written this out, vented it, and then like mentally tried to move on.
You know what's
Instead,
funny,
they
too?
did that and then just posted it for everyone.
Did you even remember what Scorn was before this? Was it even in your memory? Were you even thinking about it before besides every time it was re-shown to you?
No.
So
I haven't thought about Scorn. Like I just haven't. It has not been in my head.
If that is the case, if it were me, I feel like I'd be like, "Hey, this person cares." You know? Like, I understand work.
Oh, you mean you mean on their side, you'd be like, "Oh, the fans care."
Yeah, because like if you know that you're not making like a AAA hit that everyone's talking about,
yeah,
it's hard. It's hard to get out there.
So
pissing and shitting and kicking and screaming is not going to really get you
no,
anywhere.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, it seems like someone's having I'm sure they're stressed out.
Yeah.
They hinted at multiple times on the thing, like, maybe we bit off more than we could chew. Maybe this is a little too big for us. Like, this is not... It's clearly not easy for them right now.
Yeah.
So someone's having a bad fucking day.
Was this like the 5 stages of grief? Was like he pissed at first, like at the end he's like bargaining.
Kinda, yeah.
He goes, "Come on, this was really hard, guys."
I mean, I'm pretty sure it literally ends, like, the last couple sentences, like, it's just a game, it's not a big deal. Like, stop.
Like,
which is like...
This is your day job. What are you talking about?
Why would you say that to the people on Kickstarter that are literally, like, funding it?
Yeah. These are your shareholders. These are the ones that these giant fucking publishers are, like, breaking everyone else's hearts in order to make them happy. Why aren't you making the Kickstarter people happy?
Did you go to the comments at all?
No.
Every single one is, "I would like a refund, please." And then them responding with, "We emailed you details about getting a refund, thanks." And like, because in their post, they literally said, this is not verbatim, but the basic gist was, if you want a refund, okay, get a refund. It'll be there on day one if you want to play it still.
Man.
Like,
Kickstarter is such a great place, but is such like a nightmare for games.
I'm sure, yeah. But it's literally, you scroll through those comments and every single one is,
I know what that's like.
Refund. I want to and it's just the developer answering like, "We emailed you details. We emailed you details on a refund."
I know what that's like firsthand. It sucks. I did that with fucking Battalion 1944 on Kickstarter, and I'm still not over it.
Yeah.
I'm still pissed. Well, I got after the point where I allowed myself to get pissed, and now I'm pissed.
Okay, now you're pissed?
Yeah, at first I was like, "Hey, you guys said you were gonna bring this game to console. Are you gonna do that?" We're like, "We're gonna announce details when we have them." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then like time went by. I was like, "Hey, I don't know what's happening. Can I get a refund?" And they were like, "No refunds." And I was like, "Okay." And I kept going, and now I'm pissed.
Now you're pissed.
Fuck these guys. Fuck them. Fuck Battalion. Fuck them all. Fuck ProMod. Fuck these people. I'm pissed.
This one seemed a little uncalled for.
You brought it. You brought it up.
I didn't bring up 19 whatever Battalion.
No, but you got me talking. You brought me back into the time where I was asking my own refunds on Kickstarter. You brought that on me.
Well, game director Lubomir Peklar,
along with Hideo Kojima.
No Hideo Kojima. He since like apologized for it, and that's when he said the thing like,
"Yeah,
I should have like
maybe I shouldn't have skimmed it."
Yeah, like I should have. This shouldn't have been approved. This all falls on me.
Imagine being the dude who wrote that was like, "Oh shit, I can just post this."
Yeah, like
I'm good.
All right.
And he's like, "Are you sure I'm good?" He goes, "Yeah, whatever. Just get me a coffee." He goes, "All right."
So yeah, bad PR, not good PR. It was not a great.
Watch it get canceled and not be there day one. So
I think part of the reason they're like, get a refund, play day one, I don't care. Apparently, like they made some sort of deal with Xbox or something.
Yeah. So what happens is they got their initial money from Kickstarter. They spent some of it, or most of it, and then they got more money from Xbox so they can give that money to the Kickstarter people, but then also still just be fine financially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Mass Effect.
Mass Effect?
N7 Day happened. And
this
they put out a new...
you.
They they put out a new image, which so it's like you're top down, you're looking down like from space at this planet or moon with a big crater, and there's a ship there, and people are freaking out about the ship because it's the SFX instead of where it would say SR1 for Normandy, so it's going to be a different ship. You see a little crew of people. They're
that
tiny.
ship looks kind of cool, though.
It does. They're tiny, just kind of walking towards this crater, and the big thing about the crater is that it kind of looks like a Geth.
It does look like a Geth.
It does. People were maybe freaking out about this a little more than I thought was warranted, because like when I was on Twitter where they posted it, and I was like looking at all the comments, all the replies to it, which it's not the best idea to begin with anyway, but everyone was like, "Oh, they're continuing. It's gonna keep going," or like, "Oh, they're doing this," and I'm just like, "We know. They've said the Mass Effect is continuing.
Yep.
They showed Liara. It was very clearly going to be a continuation from 3. Like, we know. But cool, I guess. Little details like that, like knowing, like seeing the new ship. People were trying to really pick apart, like, this guy looked like a Turian. Could it be Garrus? This one looked like this. I was like, all right, they're tiny figures. Some are a little bigger than others. Yeah,
SFX?
Sure, there's going to be aliens.
Wait, SFX? Like FX? FX has the movies. Movies have actors. What big-name actor is going to be in the next Mass Effect?
I guess at that point, if you're doing that, it's got to be Kevin Bacon.
Okay. Kevin Bacon will be in Mass Effect 5.
5? You're calling... I know. I don't like it.
What?
I don't think of Andromeda as Mass Effect 4.
It is, though.
No. It's not. It's Mass Effect 2.5. It's not 4.
What?
It's not 4. It's 2.5.
Why?
Because it takes place between 2 and 3. It's not a sequel.
It's Mass Effect 4.
That's like calling Borderlands the pre-sequel, Borderlands whatever that was.
That is the third Borderlands game.
So do you call Borderlands pre-sequel Borderlands 3?
No, but that's because there is a Borderlands 3.
Before there was a Borderlands 3, were you calling that Borderlands 3?
I was calling it the third Borderlands game, which this is the fourth Mass Effect game. It's Mass Effect 4.
It's not, though.
It's Mass Effect 4 until they come out with a game called Mass Effect 4.
No, that logic doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Assassin's Creed 3 is Assassin's Creed 5.
This is like saying Star Wars Episode 1 is Star Wars 4.
Yeah.
That no one does that.
But it's not wrong.
No one does that.
It's the fourth Star Wars movie.
You're wrong.
Chronologically released, that is the fourth Star Wars movie. That is the fourth Mass Effect
But no
game.
one calls that Star Wars 4.
You can't. There are 7 point whatever billion people on this planet.
All right. The vast majority of people do not call that Star Wars 4. Have you ever heard anyone call Episode 1 Star Wars 4? I've never once heard anyone call Mass Effect Andromeda Mass Effect 4 until this moment.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Dumb and Dumber Jim Carrey.
There's people out there. If there's that many people, then it's happened.
Sure.
Someone has casually gone out their day and said, "Hey,
I'm not saying
you want to watch Star Wars 4 later?"
Yeah, and if someone said that to you, you'd be like, "You're a fucking idiot."
I don't know if they said that to me. That would be my reaction.
Oh, I know you. You call people fucking idiots all the time.
People shouldn't be fucking idiots.
So, like right now.
There's too much common sense out there in the world. And we trade it for riches and fame and Fortnite and Instagram.
So now you're an old guy again?
Yeah. Don't do this. Don't make me. I am that old guy. You bring up one topic, you get all my. When I was your age, you bring up my old arguments and this and that.
Let's talk about Harry Potter.
Yeah, those legacy? Roomies.
Yeah, it's a little more than a
rumor.
This came from Warner Brothers general manager Rachel Wakely. She did an interview with Toy World magazine where she basically said that, like, yep, we're going to have Fantastic Beasts. And then our second big Harry Potter release is going to be Hogwarts Legacy. Basically saying that, like, yeah, It's going to come out after that.
Well, yeah. So anywhere between April 16th and December 31st.
Yeah. So we got like a slightly better release window.
They wanted to release it in the
We shaved
summer.
away a few months.
They wanted to release it in the summer. The most logical thing they could do is release it in June or July, 2 to 3 months after the movie, where hype is still built and like there, and then people get that game. That's the most logical thing.
I was also thinking summer.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I can see it being delayed again to holiday.
Yeah.
Because they didn't actually give it like a date. It's just 2022.
I thought it was summer 2022.
Did they say that?
Can't remember. It's been a while.
My
turn.
Hey, do you want me to look at your news? No, we'll do notable game releases.
Yeah. Jump Force is dying.
Yeah, it is. I saw that.
It is being pulled arm and fist and leg off of digital storefronts come February 2020.
Yeah, I know the servers are shutting down.
Yeah.
But pulled from it has like a story, doesn't it?
I don't remember.
Like a story mode? It's like just straight up pulled from stores. That's youch.
Buy your physical copies now.
Now's the time.
Physical, man. You can't. What if all the physical copies of Jump Force are gone when you start to go into the Xbox Series X like collection and start buying those?
I think it'll be okay.
But you won't have it.
I think it'll be okay. I don't think they'll all be gone. I think I could go on eBay and get them for $5.
I don't know, man. Jump Force, 3 years. It had 3 years and it died. And it's got anime. That's going to be like $1 million.
And it's got anime?
Yeah. That's it for news.
No.
For me, my phone's dead.
I actually only have a couple more things. We are just about done. One of them is back to Forza Horizon 5. Apparently, it's a really successful launch.
Not surprising.
Phil Spencer tweets, I'm going to read this verbatim.
I'm Daddy Phil.
That's exactly how we started it. How did you know?
I'm Daddy Phil, and guess what? We did it again.
We've invested in for.
Start with I'm Daddy Phil.
You're right. That's what messed me up. But I'm Daddy Phil.
Get a little gruffer.
Wait.
I'm Daddy Phil.
Oh, that sounds just like him.
We did it again, kids. You see these bushels of money behind me with the big dollar signs?
Do you think this is a weird question? Do you think someone like Phil Spencer gets rich in his position?
Definitely lavish.
Okay.
Absolutely lavish.
Yeah.
But he seems so down to earth. He doesn't seem frugal. Like, is that the right word?
No,
or is frugal the like?
I know. I think frugal is like cheap, right?
Hey, Google.
No, it's not going to work.
I know,
especially now.
So he looks like he'd be like, yeah, I'll spend a little extra, but like I'm going to keep it kind of easy. But then I'm also just going to be like, yeah, I'm playing my Steam Deck.
Yeah, Well, I think that's more because of his position than his money.
Yeah, which brings me down another tangent.
That's okay. We're not going to do it. I'm just going to read the tweet. We've invested for years, and we've invested for years in Xbox.
You want me to read it?
So more people can play. With 4.5 plus million players so far across PC, cloud, and console.
Just like the money bags behind me, folks.
$4.5 million behind me. Forza Horizon 5 shows a promise coming to life. Largest launch day for an Xbox Game Studio game. Peak concurrent 3 times Forza Horizon 4's high. Thank you, players, and congrats to We Are Playground.
Signed, Daddy Phil.
That is a lot.
That's like the one hit that Xbox has been waiting for, and it's still not enough.
It feels like the start of Game Pass paying off, though.
I mean, yeah.
Because like this is like the perfect game to be like, not as many people would play this day one.
But
I wouldn't be.
So is Forza Horizon 4.
Yeah, and this, for whatever reason, maybe it's because Xbox Game Pass just has more people now, but for whatever reason, this has already hit 3 times Forza Horizon's 4 peak.
It doesn't do it for me because I know Xbox has so many good cards under their sleeve, and I need them. I don't care about.
Well, they are coming.
Yeah, but it's not now.
They're coming.
Give me Fable.
It's coming.
Yeah, but not now.
Not right now. Maybe not even next year. One more thing. Some Game Awards hype. Jeff Keighley.
Oh, that was one of my other ones.
Was it?
Yeah.
He says it's going to be double-digit number of new games announced.
40 to 50.
That's not new games.
40 to 50 new game announcements.
No. IGN said 40 to 50 new game announcements, and Jeff Keighley responded saying...
That's what the fucking...
Listen to me.
Fuck you, Jeff.
No.
Fuck you, Jeff. No, this is the tangent. Fuck you, Jeff. Going on Twitter every single fucking day, bragging about how you get to see all the coolest shit ever.
It wasn't Jeff.
Fuck it. It doesn't matter. Jeff is the guy who's doing it.
It wasn't Jeff, though. Jeff said that there will be double-digit number of new games and a total of 40 to 50 games.
Jeff goes on Twitter
IGN
every single goddamn day and goes, I can't believe the shit that I get to see and you don't. Why you gotta rub it in our fucking noses? We don't know. We don't envy your position every goddamn day.
We're on two different paths right now.
Mine's unnecessary, but it's so much more heated.
You got mad because of IGN's fuck up. IGN is the one that said 40 to 50 new games, and then Jeff Keighley responded saying, "Hey,
I'm mad because Jeff just flaunts his power.
He does, but that's not what this is.
No, but I'm saying that's why I'm mad.
All right, put it behind you for a sec.
No, because it's going to be in front of me tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, because he's going to tweet again. He's going to go, I still love what I get to do every day, and the things that I get to see are just the best things. Can't wait for December. Oh, wow. It's still the best thing I've ever seen.
He turned into Goofy.
Oh, yeah.
He responded to IGN saying, hey, please reread the press release. I didn't say that. There's not 40 to 50 new games.
Badass. That's like Randy Pitchford being like, I thought we had such a great relationship, guys.
Kind of, except the whole Randy Pitchford thing is kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
And this is just Jeff Keighley being like, guys, this is just not what I said. So yeah, it's going to be double digit, so at least 10 new games and 40 to 50 total. So I think we're going to get a lot of updates, a lot of like new trailers for stuff we know about, which I'm cool with that too. Apparently there's going to be a lot more, not just game stuff, but like, oh, we have trailers for this new movie based on a game or this new TV show based on a game.
That's fine until it goes into not game stuff.
We'll see. It seemed to, from what I saw, it seems to still be focusing on like, these things are based on games.
That's fine still.
I think that
if we get a trailer for The Martian 2 one day with Matt Damon,
then it's not the Game Awards really anymore.
No, unless Matt Damon is running the show at that point.
Which then I guess it's just the Matt Damon show.
And then he's like, "All right, guys, I know we just finished watching the trailer for Elden Ring 2, but I just got to show you my new movie I've been working on. I'm Matt Damon, so let's roll the clip."
Imagine that this is just what happens. Jeff Keighley, his power went to his head.
Yeah.
So it's just he's gone and Matt Damon's there.
They had to rip him out. Like they had a big board meeting. They're like, we can't have Jeff anymore. Jeff, you're gone. We brought Matt.
We need Matt.
And they do like a big world premiere.
and
then just Matt Damon. Hey, I'm Matt. Hey, I'm Matt Damon.
And he doesn't get the response that like Keanu Reeves got with Cyberpunk.
No.
People are just kind of like confused.
And then just like, all right, so next up we have, and it's just Matt Damon continuing the show.
That's going to do it for episode 23. Will Smith came up a lot this week. What?
What are you doing?
Oh, right, you have, all right, hold on. I got to get to your notable game releases.
Every goddamn week.
Yeah, I didn't think I did any because I'm not like, I got to switch account because you sent it to that email.
It's what I do every week.
I know. Notable game releases right here towards the top. All right, notable game releases from Dave through my mouth. GTA Definitive Trilogy, November 11th, coming to. Oh, I'm gonna do the Dave thing. PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, and Switch. How'd I do?
I mean, I always feel like I would do it better, but you know.
So basically, you sucked. Skyrim Anniversary Edition, another Skyrim. I didn't even know this was happening until I saw something about it today.
This has been going on for months.
Has it?
God, you have how are you not keeping up with these things? This is your second job.
No, also November 11th. PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, Xbox One. And then we got more on November 11th. Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic coming to Switch. Not the
original
remake.
KOTOR.
Yeah, it's just the original KOTOR. Which one are you playing on November 11th?
No.
November 12th, Shin Megami Tensei 5 coming to Switch. And then I also keep forgetting about this, but you keep reminding me. Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1, November 16th, coming to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. Those are some notable game releases.
I really want to play the Sherlock Holmes one.
I'm like...
Why is it $45?
Yeah, that's too high.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
I'm like, well, they gotta make up for getting the Sherlock Holmes name.
$5? $45?
Yeah, but if enough people buy it, it adds up. But it also, from what I've seen, that looks too high of a price.
Incrementally, if anyone buys anything, it adds up. Why is it $45? Why is it $44.99 plus tax? Whatever. I was going down
what happened?
I was going down a different thought. What's the most expensive game? What's the most expensive game in the country based off state taxation?
Oh, so like the game plus tax included?
Yeah.
Well,
what's the most and least expensive game in the country based off state taxation?
So just based off the tax? It'll be the same answer no matter what. It's whatever the most expensive game is.
Well, $60 game.
Yeah.
What? Hey Siri. Do a Siri.
Siri's not on.
Google it then. What's the highest state tax?
Oh, okay.
Dear Google, what is the highest state tax in the United States of America?
The highest state tax. California, 13.3%. That's income tax. We need state tax.
Yeah. Or is it sale tax? Resale?
Sales
tax.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Highest sales tax. This is riveting discussion.
I'm just curious.
Let's see. The 5 states. This was as of July of this year. Highest average combined state and local sales tax rates are Louisiana.
Louisiana. Louisiana.
Louisiana with 9.55%.
Sales tax?
Yeah.
9% sales tax?
I mean, New York's not that far off. We're 8.625%.
All right, now do the math.
Why?
Tell me how much a $60 game would cost.
Well, the newest ones are 70.
Don't do this. The bullshit ones are 70. The
you
normal ones
the
are 60.
Most expensive.
I knew what I meant. The most expensive after tax on a normal $60 game.
$65.71.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
That's like 56 cents more than 56. That's like 56 cents more than. That's not that bad.
That's what I was saying. Their percentage is not that much higher than ours.
I don't know. I was waiting for like a $66, $67 game.
Well, if you round to the nearest dollar, it's 66.
You can't do that in New York. It goes down to 65. 65.16.
Is there anything else? I think we did it. Let's look at the rest of your notes.
I got my blog posts.
Rumors is that Hogwarts Legacy will be releasing after the third Fantastic Beasts movie, which comes out in April. Nice. Game Awards to have 40 to 50 new game announcements. That's fake news.
Apparently. If you would have told me that hours ago, I wouldn't have believed it.
I'm sure IGN has a lot of people fooled right now.
You know what's funny? You know what I love is how Kotaku is always in the news. Like, it's a news itself, but it's always in the news because of how fucking stupid it is now. Like, as soon as Jason left, they kind of fell apart.
It kind of took I mean, when Jason was there, and maybe this was kind of it was maybe a little naive on my end, because it was just Jason. But when I thought of Jason Schreier, I thought of Kotaku. So I thought of Kotaku as like, oh, they got like all the sources. And now it's still just kind of like, no, it's just Jason Schreier who's now doing it with Bloomberg.
Yeah.
So now all the reports are saying from Bloomberg, which is still just Jason Schreier.
It's all Jason.
It's pretty much, yeah.
It's all Jason and Jeff. That's all it is.
Yeah, Jeff Grubb, and there's a couple other people, but it's like everything when it's like some sort of rumor, it has either Jason Schreier confirms with his sources that this is true, or Jeff Grubb has confirmed with his sources that this is true.
Like, Jeff Keighley has a lot of power, but imagine just how much knowledge that Jason Schreier has right now.
Oh, yeah. And he has said that, like, he purposely is not just, like, outing games.
He only does it, like, for the news-wise, but he's not going to be like, hey, I just found this out, guess what?
Yeah, because he doesn't want to, like ruin it. He's more in the mindset of, like, there's bigger things than, like, this game that's eventually going to be announced that's going on in the games industry. Which is not wrong.
But, like, imagine having those details and being like, I know what game is being worked on, and I know what, like, roughly when it's coming out.
I'm going to say his most anticipated games list is probably a lot different than someone like ours.
Yeah. Probably because he's like, yeah, whatever, I'm going to stick to the indies. He waits for the ones that surprises him.
He likes his indies, yeah.
He does.
I mean, I do too at this point.
Yeah.
All right, I think now that's going to do it. Right?
Yeah.
I was going to say, it feels like Will Smith has come up a lot this week.
Willard.
I mean, because we're working with a new person. We told them all about our Will Smith thing. Then there was that post by Skybound. That was a Will Smith appreciation post. Then you sent me that TikTok that had Will Smith. Just say it. Are we not ending this one with? All right. I mean, I'm down. Oh, there it is.